that car died.
EVs have become the new danger. What do you do when the solution to your problem becomes the problem? How can we ever trust EVs with what just happened? When the polar vortex struck, it wasn't just people who felt frozen. Electric cars became immobilized too. As snow and ice crippled power grids, charging stations went dark, leaving Tesla owners with no way to refuel. Stranded on empty batteries in the middle of a deep freeze, drivers faced a crisis unlike anything the electric revolution had seen before.
Serious problems for electric vehicles, from the battery taking longer to charge to lowering the range on the car. They can be a headache.
If you've been considering getting an EV, this video will unravel the intriguing and alarming issue surrounding the so-called technological advancement and winter charging crisis that the leaders have refused to talk about. Tesla owners across wide areas are currently experiencing significant issues with keeping their vehicles charged during widespread extreme winter conditions. Heavy snowfall and ice storms have cut power to many charging stations and supercharger locations. With transportation disrupted and roads impassable, Tesla drivers find themselves stranded without access to infrastructure needed to charge their electric vehicles.
It takes 2 hours. You might wait an hour, it takes 2 hours to charge.
Utilities are making progress restoring power, but full recovery will still take time across the regions impacted by the extreme winter weather. The situation highlights vulnerabilities in relying on electric vehicles during emergencies when electricity infrastructure is compromised. Recent polar vortexes exposed a critical weakness in electric vehicles, their vulnerability to extreme cold temperatures. As Tesla and Chevy Volt owners across the Midwest discovered, plunging the mercury can spell disaster for an EV battery. But what exactly is the science behind an electric car's cold weather woes? At the heart of every electric vehicle lies the lithium ion battery pack. These batteries rely on chemical reactions between lithium ions and graphite to shuttle charge between anodes and cathodes. However, the electrolyte solution that allows lithium-ion flow solidifies below freezing, slowing reaction kinetics to a crawl. This inhibits the battery from accepting or delivering the power needed to operate the vehicle or charge. Cold temperatures also cause lithium plating issues as the battery struggles to balance lithium distribution across cells. Plated lithium can grow dendrites and cause dangerous internal shorts. The internal resistance of battery materials increases as well, reducing storage capacity. Heating the battery helps restore performance but uses valuable charge. Without a warm garage to slowly reheat batteries overnight, many EVs were left defenseless against the polar vortex. Automakers are now racing to develop cold weather adaptations like battery thermal management, hardier electrolytes, and better insulation. But recent findings showed the world is still far from solving electric vehicles' Achilles heel, their battery's inability to withstand extreme cold. No component in a Tesla is more crucial or costly to replace than its battery pack. While typically durable, years of charge cycles can slowly degrade lithium-ion cells or, in rare cases, cause dangerous failures. Here are some of the main ways a Tesla battery can break down.
Battery, electrochemistry, chemistry, and physics all go slower when the temperatures go low.
First is cell imbalance. Tesla battery packs contain thousands of individual lithium-ion cells arranged in groups called modules. Over hundreds of charge cycles, natural manufacturing variations can cause some cells to degrade slightly faster than others. This cell imbalance develops over time and isn't always noticeable, but it reduces the usable capacity of the overall battery. The strongest cells have to limit their charge-discharge to match the weakest cells. Drivers may first detect cell imbalance through uneven charging speeds. The battery may reach 90 to 95% charge very quickly, but take a long time to reach the final few percentage points as the weakest cells lag. Range will also decrease more noticeably over time as the full battery capacity can no longer be utilized. Onboard computers work to compensate, but degradation accelerates.
The EV is actually disabled because they can't even make it pull up to the machine.
Each Tesla battery module houses a group of individual lithium-ion cells, plus monitoring circuits. The modules are arranged in groups called battery packs. Over thousands of charge cycles and many years of use, one or many battery modules may develop internal failures like cracked cells or faulty monitoring equipment. When this occurs, the damaged module can no longer safely accept or hold a charge. It will rapidly drain even when the rest of the battery pack is holding a charge. Drivers may experience sudden loss of power or be unable to charge to the full battery level. In rare cases, module failure can also generate heat that affects nearby cells. Replacing the failed modules is often needed to restore full battery functionality, though extensive damage could require a whole new pack.
Wait 2 hours to get on the charger. They tell you the chargers are fast. It takes 2 hours to charge your car.
One of the most dangerous failure modes for lithium-ion batteries is thermal runaway. This occurs when a defect in one or several cells causes abnormal and sustained overheating internally. The excessive heat can then trigger surrounding cells to overheat in a chain reaction. Lithium-ion batteries contain a flammable electrolyte. During thermal runaway, the electrolyte can ignite and the fire can spread rapidly between cells. The high temperatures involved, over 300 degrees Celsius, makes the fire extremely difficult to extinguish. The battery enclosure and shielding are designed to contain the fire for a time, but a runaway reaction poses a serious fire risk if not addressed. Thermal runaway can be caused by manufacturing defects that damage a cell separator or electrode. Mechanical abuse from an accident that crushes or punctures cells could also trigger a runaway. Over time, the normal swelling and expansion of cells during charging can weaken components and raise the risk of internal short circuits. Sophisticated battery management systems help prevent runaway by monitoring temperatures, but the threat can never be fully eliminated.
Lithium ion batteries.
Lithium ion battery.
Lithium ion battery.
Any penetration of water or moisture into the battery pack enclosure can lead to corrosion and electrical shorts. Water is used in lithium-ion cell manufacturing and remains present in trace amounts after sealing. But additional moisture provides a conductive path that allows current to flow where it should not. Corrosion eats away at the delicate internal components and connections between the battery management system, individual cells, and modules. This can cause unpredictable changes in battery performance or sudden failures. Short circuits drain power and generate heat, again risking thermal runaway.
4 of these chargers don't work. All of these cars are waiting to charge.
The most direct cause of battery failure comes from physical impact strong enough to puncture or crush the cells inside. While the battery pack is reinforced against small debris, high-speed collisions or other serious accidents pose risks. Cell punctures let electrolyte leak out while exposing components to short circuits from metal contacts. Crushing damage can violently spark or ignite fires by deforming and connecting electrodes. Even if a mechanical incident doesn't immediately cause thermal runaway, it may initiate corrosion or internal failures that degrade performance over the long term. Tesla and other EV makers use multiple layers of shielding from the individual modules to a rigid battery case, but no structure is impenetrable, and repairs after severe accidents may require battery replacement. Careful vehicle inspections also check for loose fasteners or worn gaskets that undermine protection over the vehicle's lifespan. Extreme temperatures. Sustained heat and cold accelerate many aging processes in lithium-ion batteries. At high temperatures, chemical reactions inside cells occur faster, shortening their lifespan through gradual capacity loss. Prolonged freezing similarly stresses internal components and the electrolyte. In very hot or cold conditions, cells must also work harder just to keep the battery at an optimal operating temperature for safety and efficiency. This additional work further reduces usable capacity over time. The recent deep freeze that disabled many Teslas highlighted cold weather vulnerabilities. While battery management systems help regulate temperature, they have limits. Automakers continue optimizing thermal insulation, heating cooling systems, and hardening individual cells. But extreme climate use will still age batteries more quickly unless drivers take precautions like using climate control sparingly or avoiding long supercharging during heat waves.
My vehicle was like almost on empty, no charge.
As electric vehicles rise in popularity, many myths still surround their batteries. Let's separate fact from fiction. Myth: batteries only last 2 to 3 years. Fact: most manufacturers warranty battery packs for 8 years or 100,000 miles minimum. Studies show capacity generally doesn't fall below 80% until 10 plus years of cycling. With care, many last over 15 years. Myth: charging to 100% daily is bad. Fact: lithium-ion batteries actually function best when charged fully rather than leaving them partially charged. Automakers design battery management systems for long-term health. Myth: extreme heat kills batteries faster. Fact: while heat can slightly degrade batteries over time, automakers install liquid cooling systems and battery temperatures rarely exceed optimal ranges even in hot climates. Cold has a greater short-term impact on performance. Myth: batteries can't be recycled. Fact: nearly all battery components are recyclable. Tesla, Nissan, and others have closed-loop recycling programs recovering over 90% of the materials like cobalt, nickel, and lithium, which can be remanufactured into new batteries. Recent events highlighted gaps between automakers' promises and extreme weather realities, a challenge the industry must address. Automakers will need to reevaluate battery thermal management, harden charging equipment against elements, and ensure public networks are reliably accessible. It may spur innovations like battery swapping, mobile charging trucks, and standardization to allow emergency charging across brands. As battery technology progresses, EVs will better withstand all environments, but manufacturers must take responsibility to avoid undermining adoption through unprepared infrastructure now. If you found this information intriguing, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content.